Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here with more competitive knots just for you. Oz, what are we looking at this time? This is round 32 again?
I'll tell you what we're looking at. We're not looking at Serrano. We're looking at Algion for this next map. We're looking at the, what's the team name? Because you wanted to say the team name and I'll leave it to you.
Yes. Gelati is great elephants lingering around terrorizing imps. I did that. I remembered it, yes.
And who are they versing?
They're against SWAT or someone walking against terror. Bam!
And what are we going to be looking at for Algion? Let's go to the picks for this map.
Alright, well, Gelati, we're seeing a Nibs Scree Sentry, so already there some red lights should be flashing, and they are fighting a Raylan Coco Vinny. So Burst Heavy versus the infamous Sentry Nibs comp. So, what do you think's gonna happen?
You forgot to mention that Scree on there and that Gelati comp, and it is Algion. He can toss his totem right on top of that bumper right there, or those two bumpers, and be able to effectively close off a jump head and lock somebody in. He could drop with his saw, get some really great damage in, and it's just crazy to see the amount of damage that they're going to be dealing. Then again, as you said before, we see that Sentry, we see that Nibs, we know how potentially bad it can be. That being said, we look at SWAT's comp, Raylan Vinny. Raylan Vinny in itself is a very strong comp together. You have that long-range support, then again, you have that Vinny who can drop that cloud, go in for those dashes, get that really quick damage. If they decide to fight in that cloud, whether he picks up silence or not, that Coco is going to be a deciding factor in these team fights. That being said, give us a countdown. Let's get this started.
You got it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, and now we are waiting for the infamous first picks as usual. I am thinking this match is going to be a bit more conventional, and we are going to see base abilities on all characters. So, a bit more in the conventional style than last game, but still, you know, everything can happen from here.
And nobody's picked up the piggy bank yet, I should say. Or do you expect to see some tactical piggy banks coming out?
No, I do not. I do not expect to see tactical piggy banks.
I do want to point out, Emperormon is playing the zoning Sentry AA that we see. Basically the only way that I would ever play a Sentry. I would never build into Black Hole first. His AA is very powerful and has that unique ability to stay in lane for a longer period of time, which is...
Stack it up in Time Rift.
Exactly, he's the only character that can currently do that, and we see the first kill coming out. Kute picking up Fredder there right now. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but Flesh Gogo just narrowly missing the escaper there. Shell's going to pick up Emperormon, making a kill count of 1-1, a minute and 17 seconds into the game.
We're going aggressive. They know it. Oh man, Nips coming in for a really cocky play right here, but she is going to get saved by the Scree, and that is not going to be enough.
No, Shaw's actually going to pick it up. That was an error on Scree's part, being overly aggressive right there, especially this early in the game. Shaw is, Raylan's AA early on in the game is very powerful. It's a 70 base, and it's very quick.
Did the math. It's better than Lone Stars, which I was really impressed by in terms of DPS.
Kestrel actually being very smart there, being able to dash out in that top lane, even though he was caught into that Black Hole Sun coming out there from Emperormon. But we saw just how much burst Gelati has right now, and they're being very smart. They're being very, I don't want to say aggressive early on in this game, because we did see that Nibs kind of get into the fray a little bit and was unable to escape, forcing a quick kill coming out on Shaw, making the kill count 2-1. But they're playing a very smart game at this point. They're laning together. They're always going to have two people around each other for that potential burst, and if that Nibs gets into the mix right there, it can be a very deadly situation. Then again, we're looking at SWAT's comp and how they're playing during this match, and we saw Shaw being very smart, noticing that Nibs is out of position, picking up that kill on Nibs, and securing those early 2 kills to the one that Gelati has.
Okay, so already we're seeing the Dragon Prosthetic Wing, or Dragon Wind Prosthetic, sorry. And it's going to be the range upgrade for the Nibs Fire, so we kind of have an idea of what she's going for already. You know, get those flames through the walls and in places you don't really expect to be burned from.
And a nice tele-ward actually down there in the bottom creep zone coming out from Emperormon, being able to effectively notice
look at the
nice black hole coming out,
in.
and the fire, Very smart play by Coolj there, not going in. He was going to get hit by the turret, and he was going to get hit by probably a dash and a ball at the same time. So that's one of those situations where Coolj played very smart and was able to see that happening, foresee it in the future, and not play risky and go in that situation. But now it looks like he's going to go in with that fire, and that fire is going to deal a lot of damage to Shaw on bottom, as Kestrel is going to be forced back into that creep zone. Shaw should be teleporting back at any point right now, more or less, as all members of Gelati are on their side of the map.
Oh, man. Double regen on Sentry? Really?
It's actually very powerful. You know, Sentry regen is great by itself, and it's 180 solar, and it's a base regen. So you don't have to pick up his Life Vest, which is 205 solar, and that only gives regen on hit with his AA.
Only on hit. I think you're underestimating the power of the upgrade right here.
No, I'm saying it how it is. If he has that heal on hit on his AA and regen, that's one Sentry that's just beyond tank at that point.
I'm not saying regen is not good, I'm just saying the double regen.
Well, I mean, he could have gone one stage of it early on. Normally, my build with the Sentry is to pick up Black Hole and regen off the bat, as that kind of allows me to stay in lane and just continue to soak and sponge. But
soak and sponge.
Exactly, he's a sponge. Sentry is a bullet sponge. He's a damage sponge. You can just poke at him, poke on him, and he'll be able to stay in lane, be able to deal an immense amount of damage, and be able to do his zoning. And we just saw there, the misplaced totem could have potentially secured a kill on Shaw, but unfortunately he was a little bit short on the throw and was not going to allow him to place that right above the bouncer. And a nice ball coming out, putting Flush Gogo out of position right now, but that black hole is there for that safety net for Flush Gogo, who's able to escape by it. Nice play by Empermon being able to see that.
Rift was great. Followed up nicely by a fire hit to sort of counter, but that rift was really nice. That is like the kind of rift that when you have attack speed and height and all those things, it's gonna kill people in front of their turret, and they are going to be so aggravated about it. It is the best. It
just kind of puts them out of position. Oh, and we see that Coco being caught a little bit out of position, but noticing it herself and being able to get back as Feder kind of retreats back into that bottom creep section, and Invis is gonna go to Kestrel now.
Yeah, see, that's, I think, that's the good option for SWAT here is actually have Vinny have the Invis, and I think that is, you know, that's a good idea, because you can get close with those, and you have two ranged, long-range attacks to sort of follow up. If you can sort of use the snipe as aiming device, and then time the ball with the snipe, and then get the Vinny in to finish the job, you've done a lot of damage very quickly. And all of it
nicely placed totem is actually going to separate Team SWAT there. But I do want to point out, you said it would be a smart decision for the Vinny and Spike to actually get the Invis. I don't believe so. He doesn't have that damage yet. So I think, and actually a nice black hole is going to come out on top there, but Shaw is going to be able to escape. But I don't believe he should be picking up, as he is only a regen, as he is only, a solar farm Vinny at the moment. So until he gets that increase in damage once he picks up his goldfish, I don't think he should be continuing to get Invis, as he does land his spike dive there, but he's actually going to get caught out right now, and it's a lot of damage coming out, but as you can see, that regen cloud right there definitely saved him.
Yeah, we're sort of having a regen feud. I'm sort of feeling that that we are on split ends on whether or not you should get regen, or how soon you should get regen. For Vinny, I might be able to budge, but I am still very, very not agreeing on the double regen.
For the Sentry, you mean?
For the Sentry, yes.
Well, what do you think you should have gotten as opposed to that? And actually, Shell's going to get caught here in a black hole, going to get roasted a little bit, but the DOT is not going to be enough. But what do you think a different upgrade for that Sentry could have been?
Well, when I rarely play Sentry, what I like to do is go ahead and grab that black hole and stack up some AA damage for that. I will get lifesteal and regen later in the game, but in the beginning, I'm all about just getting some poke damage in, you know, landing the holes and staying, you know, staying as a zoning character. And with the nibs and the scree, I think that's what he can do very much. He does not have to soak up big damage holes, because you have two abilities that it's gonna support so well. You have the Saw Blade. If you put it on the center of the hole, you're gonna have such an easy time getting the kill. And with the nibs fire, I mean, you're so much support potential in this comp that I think getting regen to stack up big damage holes is just not going to be worth it.
Well, I mean, the other reason that I can see Empermon picking up that double stage of regen is that they have them pushed for a decent portion of this match right now. And as we're approaching the mid portion of this game in about a minute and a half, he can continue to stay in lane, he can continue to zone, and he doesn't have to retreat back for that health. He'll take those hits, you can see right there, he'll be a sponge, he'll take a quarter chunk out of his health, land a black hole, and continue to stay in his lane. Kestrel is actually going to drop that Solar Cloud right there, as Flush Gogo may be in a little bit of a bad situation, but is able to get out there, and a misplaced spike dive, and an error on Kestrel's part is going to secure a kill in favor of Gelati. But as we saw there, he was being a little bit overzealous. He doesn't have his... Does he have
look at that.
He did. And actually, Gelati's going to pick up a second kill as Shal goes down to Kulche. But I was actually looking, he was looking to land that 500 dash. I don't think it would have killed the Scree as he jumped up there. And he did get caught out of position. That's one of those situations where, yeah, you may get a kill, but if you die yourself in the process, you know, it's kind of nullified in that aspect.
Well, it depends. I feel like now no one has Piggy, but if someone has Piggy and you can get them, I think it's worth it if you die. If you trade with a Piggy in the early games, I think it's worth it.
I can see that, but we're actually seeing the second stage of Eternal Flames and some regular fire damage coming out on Nibs, as all 3 slots of fire have been taken up now from that Nibs, and we're going to see Feder in a decently bad spot right now as that totem effectively blocked off that lane, but Kestrel's regen right now will allow him to escape, and Shal picks up a nice snipe on Flush Gogo as he does go down, but Invis is going to go to Empermon with a huge black hole at the moment. The Nibs is right on top of that. This is going to be one of those situations where that Nibs is in the wrong position, and Nibs is going to get a huge chunk taken off as Kulche is going to be forced to retreat back.
Gator looking for that ball. He's looking for ball. He's looking for the ball, but no. Oh, you can see how if he had been jumping up and trying to escape, I think that might have hit.
Potentially. But
yeah,
Kulche is a very smart player, and his Nibs is actually on point right now, as he in the aspect that he's able to zone out with that sentry and be able to proceed to just roast them once they get stuck into that black hole. And we're actually seeing a decent fight going on right now as Kestrel's taking a lot of damage from Flush Gogo, and Empermon is looking for that black hole but is unable to find it anywhere. And now he does get it on Shal, and Shal's going to be in a lot of damage right now. Kestrel in there for the spike dive, but it's not going to be enough damage as Kestrel is going to be able to retreat with 2 bars of health, and Shal looking for the cheeky snipe up the rift.
If you can pull that up, if you can pull that off, that's a great snipe. Just one of my favorites. Next to the drop down through the bouncer with the shield, which no longer exists. Wow. So sad.
Shal's going to be going back now to potentially pick up some health. We're looking for the damage right now, and Kestrel's going to get his regen on. Shal's going to be in a bad spot if he comes out of Invis right now and is caught out, but I think he notices that as his Invis is going to be up very soon, and it is up right there. We're going to see Gelati kind of progress into that creep zone section and continue to push into there, and a nice snipe coming up from Shal, doing a lot of damage on Flush Gogo. Kestrel and Feder just waiting in there to see if they can pounce on anybody, but unfortunately nobody's going to be in the area for them to actually attack, and that black hole again is not going to be enough to do any damage or secure any kills right there.
Something I want to see Raylan get at least is 1 stage of height. I think I say that like all the time, but really would work well, especially because it's going to basically nullify all the jumps. No one's going to be able to jump through it.
Shaw's actually going to go down to DOT here, it looks like. And Kucha is going to pick up a DOT kill on Shao. And Flush Gogo is going to be taking a lot of damage right now as Feder goes down to Kucha again. And it seems like Kestrel is going to be the only person on map right now as he gets hit by a black hole. He's going to be running away from the entirety of Team Gelati.
Come on. Get the fire up.
Gelati is not going to be able to pick him up as Kestrel does manage to escape. Just narrowly. He really does. Oh, but wait, DOT may be able to pick him up. And he's going to be caught out right now. That's just,
once again,
unfortunately, that's just poor decision making. You have the entirety of the enemy team in that one situated spot, and you're a Vinny. You know, you don't want to dash in, especially if you have that low health, and you don't have that Silence Cloud to be able to secure your escape. I definitely think that Silence Cloud would be one of his best upgrades right now. He didn't need to get Antique Machine Guns so early, though. But I can see in the direction that he's looking for his build that he does want to get as much damage spread out between all 3 characters on Team Gelati. Unfortunately for him, I don't think that it was the best move on his part, as Federer's going to be body blocked now by Empermon, and a nice teleporting by Empermon is going to secure the kill on that, and Kestrel is going to be forced to get back now, as Coolche is looking for the kill on Kestrel, but has wasted all of his abilities, not going to be able to escape. Kestrel is going to be looking back for that HP, and Gelati is going to go back into that laning phase, where they're just zoning out, as they're just trying to pick up another kill right now, and secure that bottom turret.
Alright, well, Sentry now has the Disguised Mustache, the flat damage of the Black Hole Sun, so what do you think about the upgrade? It's you know, it's damage, but is it the good damage?
It's also 225 solar. That's a lot of solar to be put out into one upgrade. And Coach is actually going to be roasting Kestrel right now, and Kestrel is going to be taken out by the entirety of Gelati there, as we saw Empermon, Coolche, and Flush Gogo in that one section. But as you said before, Mustache is a great upgrade. It provides that flat damage, that increase in damage just on your base black hole. It also increases the rate at which your black hole charges, which I don't think people notice that too much, but damages that would normally increase it by a portion are now increased. So that extra damage that they're going to be dealing to you is going to increase the rate that you charge your black hole.
And it is the flat damage, so you're guaranteed a bit more damage, unlike the maximum damage, which just extends the potential for the black hole.
And Shaw's going to be going in a bad spot right there, as DOT may be picking him up again if he doesn't have regen.
He does have regen. He learned from his mistakes and got one stage of regen. Oh, and the ball! No! Oh, the ball did not... Oh, it did not have enough damage. That was a beautiful ball. Once again,
very bad spot right now. It's going to get picked up by Coolche, but Shao is on the hunt right now. Coolche is off of his cooldown. Shao's not going to be able to pick him up. But
that's like
the
so
third stage of the Mustache come out.
I just want to point out that Fiero could have, with one stage of damage, he could have gotten a double kill easily. I am so... That was just one of those moments because his aim was on point. He had the right idea, but the damage was just lacking just a tiny bit. Oh yes, the snipe.
Teleward come out up top right now. But I really want to see Team SWAT push into this bottom turret and just really take it out as quickly as possible. Vinny definitely needs to get Silence. Silence is going to be a huge, huge, huge plus for them in these team fights, as they've kind of separated Coolche right now. Coolche is going to turn around and land the fire, and is going to be able to actually escape as a double kill is going to come out. And Gelati on the counterattack will pick up a double kill, as Coolche is great bait mate. I rate 8 out of 8. Don't hate.
Yay. No hate.
But he was great bait in that situation. He dropped with that, got the DOT, and another kill going to come out. Empermon is going to pick up Shal, as that you can see that flat rate damage really being put to work right there.
Yeah, more damage coming for Vinny, but I think we're looking at a general snowball. If we want to see this to slow down, they're going to need the 2 turrets and the money that is you know, tied with pulling down a turret. So if we see SWAT picking up 2 turrets, I think they might have a chance of actually getting back in the game.
We saw there the burst potential that they have right there, as Kestrel is brought down to literally nothing, but is able to drop his cloud and get some of his regen.
Right, there we go.
Nice double snipe coming out, and a nice kill coming out.
Yes!
The double kill coming
that's
out.
Beautiful.
As SWAT picks up a double kill, they need to really counterattack very quickly here, clear these lanes, and push into that bottom turret area. They should focus this bottom lane right now, have 2 people on bottom lane, have Kestrel being able to just drop the cloud up top and forget and just clear. They need to push these lanes out. They need to get a turret down and get some extra solar at this point.
It needs to happen, that's for sure. And if they could get these 2 turrets, I think they might be able to sort of close the solar gap that has slowly been developing.
As Coolche is kind of brought back into that rift outside of the turret, and Shaw's going to decide that Shaw should have stayed on that lane with Feder right there and continue to just take that turret. A small error on their part is going to allow Team Gelati to kind of come back into these lanes and save their bottom turret. And we're seeing Flush Gogo caught in a little bit of a bad situation right now, as that bottom turret does come down to the droids, as Coolche is going to be forced to be out of position with Flush Gogo on the draw. So SWAT did manage to take that bottom turret. They could have taken it a few seconds earlier and potentially created an open kill situation into that creep section, though.
Alright, well, we are looking... I think we're... Oh, look at that!
A nice snipe and a nice dive coming out, as SWAT is going to be able to pick up Flush Gogo on the draw there. And we see it there. We're kind of seeing a comeback come here from SWAT. They're able to kind of pick up these quick kills before Gelati is able to set anything up with that black hole.
They do have that burst potential. I mean, can they hit, if they can hit all their things, I think that, you know, they have damage that can essentially wipe out, well, anyone. If they max out all their damages, I think they can wipe out anyone with a single burst.
Absolutely, and it just goes back to what we were saying earlier before the match, that the burst potential is there. We have that Vinny who's able to go in for that spike dive, and that Raylan who's going to be there for the support, but a nice totem block is going to come out as Kestrel is going to be taking a lot of damage. Coolche is going to be looking for the kill right now as all the entirety of Gelati is hunting down Team SWAT. Team SWAT able to escape very quickly, though, and regain their composure and relane in. It looks like they're going to be going back. That's 475, and we see the Silence Cloud coming out now on Vinny, and the Ponytail coming out for Raylan.
Oh yes, Ponytail, a good upgrade. In my opinion, for the best upgrade for the AA you can get on Raylan, it's fairly cheap. It's both nods and droids, and it increases your DPS very, very much. And it's only 300 solar, as opposed if you were going to get the skull bracelets, which would be, well, a bit above 400 solar if you wanted all of the sages.
Now we're seeing Kestrel being attacked right now by that slow. We're seeing that slow on the AA of Scree being very deadly at the current time, as he's able to slow that Vinny down to a halt and allow the extra damage coming out from Gelati on him. And Shaw going to pick up a snipe, but Flush Gogo is just going to narrowly miss it, as Shaw's going to be able to kind of retreat at the moment, but he's going to get picked up right now as Flush Gogo is going to hunt him down, a 1-for-1 on the exchange right there. Feder is now looking for the kill on Flush Gogo, but sees Coolche there ready to attack at any given moment, and now Feder is in a good situation for that Kestrel to kind of come into that situation, but unfortunately Coolche realizes it.
No, stay at the jungle. I want to see if they go in for the jungle. The health. Oh no! See, right now, I think they should have been hanging around the jungle area, right? The little invis area. Maybe if someone was walking around in there, they may have been able to put up a kill because of the range on ball, the knockback combined with the range on dive. Not a lot of displacement needed to actually get them in within range.
But we see these upgrades coming out, and one thing that I do have to point out is I don't believe that was the right call on their part. As you said, they didn't proceed into that creep section and into that jungle area and look for the kills. Then again, they also have to remember that they have to continue laning to prevent themselves from becoming overwhelmed by these pushes, because a push from Gelati is a very strong thing, especially with the engagement coming out and starting with the Sentry.
It's rather the presence of their team than the actual push potential that's dangerous. I mean, if you get caught by the Sentry's black hole, well, that's GG, you're dead. Because he has the gravity, and Nips has all the damages you can dream of.
I think Rocketeer would be the next upgrade that Vinny should get at this point, to really extend that cloud, make sure that he can't get the black hole off.
I mean, something
he's going to be put in a very bad situation right here.
The silence cloud, though. The silence cloud, though.
But look at how quickly he's getting hunted down by Flush Gogo. He dove in by himself as his team was kind of caught out there. And Shal is going to be forced to pick up some health as Coolche is back on Shal right now. And Coolche is in a little bit of a bad situation right now in regards to positioning. Flush Gogo sees it. He's going to be looking to come in with Emperor right now, as Shal is kind of just staying in this midsection, and Flush Gogo sees it. Flush Gogo is going to be dealing a lot of damage and going to be taken out by Feder right there, and the black hole is actually going to miss, and Shal is going to be in another really bad spot right now, picking up health. The teleport in that creep section, able to follow him down, but that was an excellent play by Shal, being able to escape the clutches of Coolche and Flush Gogo.
Oh yes. So I'm just going to go ahead and complain a bit, since I know this Coco. Get Blaze Ball. Get it now. I am just seeing all these possibilities of Blaze Ball being a really good measure to sort of keep them back and, you know, do a lot of damage, and I'm just not seeing it, and it makes me mad. He has the knockback and the range, that's fine, but I think he should have gone with the other upgrades. Like,
well, the knockback is actually one of the things that's going to secure kills. So.
It is, but the range, I feel, has just not done enough.
Not entirely too sure. Kestrel is going to be caught out in another bad situation as he has to get that regen from his cloud, is able to pick up that bottom health, and Emperor is going to be looking for the kill on the bottom, but unfortunately he's not going to remain in the area. He's going to be able to pick up that health, and we're going to see Shaw just look for the snipe, but unfortunately just narrowly miss it right there as Flush Gogo is attacking that top lane. Feder taking a lot of damage, Vinny going in with that spike dive, and the ball is just narrowly missing a knockback as Coolchay does pick up the invis, and he's going to be looking for the kills.
Oh, you just how close that was to actually getting like a random hit.
And a nicely placed totem is going to be forcing Kestrel to retreat out up top. But that
the
silence cloud,
and
that
regen,
silence cloud, and the regen is going to save him again.
That is true. That was actually really nice. And I just want to point out the snipe that almost connected with, I think it was Nib's invis. It was just absolutely. If that had hit, the Vinny was ready. I'm sure he would just have reaction click, and that would have been a kill. That was a really close call.
As we're looking at these bottom sections right now, as Empermon just narrowly hits it as Flush Gogo is going to take a huge ball hit. Kestrel is looking to kind of get into that midsection and secure himself a spot into the creep section.
Yeesh. So we are well within the later stages of the game here, and how do you think the builds have progressed so far?
Well, we're seeing pretty standard builds coming out from everybody. The only notable build coming out is Nibs, in my opinion, picking up Starstorm statue, getting that extra damage in on there. But Nibs' fire is just so deadly already. An extra 10% on that is a lot. And a nicely placed totem is going to secure the kill on Coolchay. Flush Gogo being very smart with his totems and is able to place it just ever so slightly right after the dive. Not even a silence regen cloud can help him in a situation like that. As Feder's caught is another black hole. Coolchay is going to be able to kind of get into his section right now. Teleport, get the damage, get the slow, and the DOT may be able to pick him up.
And no!
Feder, and a nice position. Nice position, that's all I have to say. Flush Gogo, an excellent job on securing himself around there. And it looks like Gelati is going to be looking for some core damage at the moment.
I think it's going to be hard to defend this. It's with the presence, it's going to be so hard.
Well, it is a 1v3, actually a 2v3 right now, as Vinny is back on map. He does have silence, and it is a rift.
Oh, that is a dangerous dive out there. Coco is dropping now, but that means that they really have to. Yes, he's doing the right thing.
Very bad spot right now, as he is going to get picked up by that saw blade, and that is going to allow enough time for the Coco to get back into the map, though. So he was being very smart there. He may have known he was going to die, but before he died, he was going to be the great bait again and teleport out, actually get picked up. But it looks like Feder is going to be trying to pick up Emperormon, as Coolchay is also very weak at the moment. Oh, if he knew he was into that creep section, he could have picked up a double kill, and it's going to allow both members of Team Gelati to escape with a teleport there. That's one of those situations where you don't know who to attack, you don't know where anybody is, you're afraid, and the paranoia is real in a situation like that, as the last turret now comes down and a nice totem combined with the soul is going to be another kill on Feder. We're looking at these solar differences right now. That's a huge solar difference at this point. Almost 3,000 solar on that Scree compared to the 2,000 on the Coco, and a lot of damage being dealt by both teams right here as Shaw is going to be forced to get out. I'm not sure if the region can save him from the DOT, as it actually does, but look at this core damage. It's taking a lot of damage right now. Kestrel's not going to be able to defend much longer against this unless Shaw can get back in lane, which he does very quickly, and is able to hit the sentry with the snipe there. That core is just about half damage right now, and it's just taking a pound.
Barbecued.
And roasted, but he's also getting caught in there as Coolchay does get pick up, but that is going to be the game.
Terrorist win.
Or counter-terrorists.
No, because we have giant elephants lingering about terrorizing imps with focus on terrorizing. And they were fighting someone walking against terror. You see what I did there? The puns.
Yeah, we're getting really bad with these, so we should probably stop at some point.
Yeah, that's going to be after the finals, mate.
That being said, our post-game analysis right now, that mustache, so much extra damage.
Oz, the mustache.
You doubted that regen, but that regen allowed him to stay in lane for so long without retreating back into his creep section or looking for creep health. And you may doubt it, but I see potential in it. He saw the potential in it, and it got him to the point where he needed to stay in that lane. He needed to charge up that black hole, and he opted for the black hole build before he opted for any AA, and he got 10th. 10th at the end, just increased lifespan on his AA. That being said, we're seeing the standard Scree build come out, standard AA build, the point and click, point and hold button. But
hold button,
we saw Silence Cloud come out really late on that Vinny. And although he did max out on his dash, he got a 700 dash, I think he needs to get Silence Cloud after he got his solar tax on Goldfish, because he needs to keep above 150 solar, and even though he may have sacrificed 200 damage on the kind of attack, he would have gained back so much more being able to silence an entire team and continue that fight in there. Better, you said the Heavenly Fire upgrade would have been a great upgrade. I couldn't agree more with you. When you get Heavenly Fire, I see it as a way to keep your damage up while you're not in range. And to me, that's a way to deal damage to droids and just kind of create this blaze that you're going to be taking a lot of damage if you get in there, especially if you build Chuck's board with it. But even base, it's a very annoying upgrade to deal with.
Exactly. I mean, even though you have regen, Coco's DOT takes very fast, so regen is not going to be as effective.
Well,
see, that's...
I agree in that aspect too. But building Chuck's board towards the end, not picking up Heavenly Fire, but the knockback though was one huge factor that secured them a few kills, which I do have to point out. Some nicely placed Coco Balls secured them those kills, being able to knock them back into the entirety of Team SWAT and being able to just kind of collapse on them at the same time. We saw the great burst potential coming out on those few kills that SWAT had in those team fights. Then again, we saw the overwhelming presence of Nibs, Sentry, and Scree. That being said, I think we're going to take a quick break before we get straight to our finals, where we're going to see ninjas with attitude versus the three-headed monkeys. We'll be right back.
I don't see him.